Hi Paula, my name's Catherine Hicks. I live in sunny San Diego, California, and I'd like to welcome you into my home and into my kitchen. Today we're going to be making a quick and easy turkey and black bean soup. You are going to love this one. Now, what you're going to need to get going here is a ½ pound of ground turkey. You can also use ground chicken or ground beef if you prefer. A half of a large sweet white onion roughly chopped. A ½ teaspoon chili powder. 2 teaspoons of ground cumin, 2 cups of vegetable broth, about 1.5 cups of chunky salsa. I wouldn't recommend pico de gallo. You want the real thick and chunky salsa that has some of that good flavorful juice in it as well. 3 15-ounce cans of black beans. You're going to want those drained. And half of an 8.5-ounce can of whole corn kernels. And finally, 4 ounces of Philadelphia cream cheese at room temperature. Lastly, we're going to top our soup off with a tablespoon of sour cream and a tablespoon of chopped green onion. Now, let's get started cooking the onion and the turkey. I'm going to heat my stove to medium-high. That's on, and I'm going to add about a tablespoon of olive oil to the pan. I'm going to let that heat up for just a minute. Just kind of swirl it around in the pan, make sure it's coated. And this is going to make such a hearty and thick soup. It's going to be so great. My very favorite thing about this recipe is that from start to finish, it takes 15 minutes. So there's no excuse to bring home a can of soup for dinner anymore. Now, I think my olive oil is pretty much heated through, so I'm going to go ahead and add the onion to the pan. We're going to add the ground turkey. We're going to add a ½ teaspoon of chili powder and a ½ teaspoon of the ground cumin. We're going to keep the other teaspoon and a half cumin for later on. We're going to mix that up in the actual soup. So I'm going to take my spatula here and just break up the turkey in the pan. We're going to cook this just a few minutes until it's all the way cooked through. And I'll see you back in just a couple minutes. Welcome back. I've cooked my turkey now for 5 minutes and it's all cooked through. We're going to go ahead and move on to the next step in this process. We're going to be blending a few ingredients together now. As you can see, my food processor is pretty small, so today we're going to be using both my food processor and my blender at the same time. If you have a big food processor at home, go ahead and throw all the ingredients right in there. Now, to get started, we're going to put in 2 of the 15-ounce cans of black beans. The third one we're going to reserve whole for later. And we're just going to put 1 of these into the food processor, 1 into the blender, just kind of keep things even. We're going to add all of the salsa, just a little into each again, keep things even. We're going to add the last teaspoon and a half of cumin. Add a little bit in there, and then the rest into this. Both cups of vegetable broth. And, of course, the cream cheese. And the cream cheese is just going to really thicken this soup up and make it really creamy and delicious. Now I'm going to secure both of these with their lids, just so nothing flies out at us. And you're going to want to blend these up, not too much, just a couple pulses each. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the blender just a couple times. That should be good right there. And the same with the food processor. Just a couple pulses. And that looks pretty good right there. So we're going to go ahead and remove these and just add it into the already cooked turkey and onion mixture. Just pour it in. And, you know, there goes my blade into the soup. Probably want to remove that before you dump it in. Set this to the side. And now for the blender. Now, this is one of my very favorite weeknight meals. This is just so simple, and most of these ingredients you always have on hand in your pantry. Now all that's left to do is to heat this up and it'll be ready to serve. I'm just going to add the last can of black beans into this mixture, as well as the corn. Add the corn in and the black beans. And we're just going to heat it up. It should take just a couple minutes. See you back there then. My soup has been heating for about 5 minutes now over medium-high heat, and it looks pretty warm, so I'm going to go ahead and serve myself up a big bowl full. Just put a couple ladles into my bowl here. I can't wait to taste this. It smells amazing. I'm going to fill my bowl right up, and then I'm going to top it with a little bit of sour cream. If you're like me, you're going to put a lot of sour cream. Just add that right in the middle there. And then top it off with some fresh cut green onion. Just one more pinchful. And now I'm going to go ahead and take a taste. Get some sour cream on my spoon there. This is really good. Thank you for spending time with me in my kitchen today. I hope you enjoyed this recipe as much as I do. See you next time.